Hey everyone, Matt here from Proof Fly Fishing. I get a lot of questions about how to do alignment dots, and so recently we created a new product. It's just a label that has 2 alignment dots printed on it, and what I want to do today is just kind of quickly talk you through how these work and maybe a few tricks to get them to look a little better. So the first thing you'll want to do is take this label and cut it in half, separating the 2 dots. And I use a fly tying scissors, but whatever sharp scissors you have will work fine. So what we end up with then is the label with just 1 dot on it. If you're not familiar with labels, how they work, or at least my labels, what we have is a paper backing, and then we have this kind of textured plastic, which we call transfer film, and then the label is underneath the transfer film. So the first thing we want to do, is make sure that the area we are applying the transfer dot to is very clean. So in this case I have a ferrule wrap that is finished with Threadmaster. This works equally well if you're using varnish, so it's the same process, so feel free to use whatever finish you would like. So once that's clean, nice and clean, smooth surface, what we're going to do is we're going to take our label that has been cut, and we're going to peel the transfer film off the paper backing, and the label will come with it. So now we have this kind of semi-transparent label, and we have the paper backing on it. Now what you want to do is very carefully, I bend the label a little bit and to get a corner to pop up on it. And so once that corner's up, then I'm just going to do this off camera. You peel that corner off. Be very careful not to touch the label because you will leave a fingerprint on it if you do. So then you peel the other part of the paper backing off the label, and you're left with this, the label on the transfer film. To actually apply the label, there's a couple tricks you can do. I like to take the rod and I hold it kind of perpendicular to my body with the guides facing up, and then I very carefully, see if I can show you this, place that label as close to the end as I'm comfortable. In this case it's about a 1/16 of an inch. Then you can take your finger and just kind of polish that label into place. So that transfer film is going to keep any fingerprints from getting on the label. So you can use your finger, sometimes I'll use a burnishing tool just to make sure I get those edges really tight to the wrap. Whatever you're comfortable with, they both work fine. So once that's on, then we're just going to carefully grab a corner of our transfer film, and if we've done this, I have not done it right because it's peeling up on me. Just need to push that down a little bit more. We'll try from this side. And there we are. We get our label up. Sometimes you'll get a corner that comes loose a little bit. You can take that transfer film and you can kind of push things into place with it. Now, I'm getting a little bit of glare on this, but it's actually, I can hardly see the label at all. And with 1 coat of additional Threadmaster to this, that label will all but completely disappear, leaving a nice clean alignment dot. Another question I get quite a bit about alignment dots is, what do I do if I have a rod section that does not have a ferrule wrap right next to the ferrule? So there's 2 things. One, if the rod is pretty smooth, you can go ahead and just apply that alignment dot straight to the blank and then seal it with varnish or epoxy. Or if you want, now this is what my general approach is, I'll lay a thin layer of epoxy down just so I have a perfectly smooth surface. Then I'll apply the alignment dot and then 1 final coat to seal it. Real quick, I'll show you the finished product. This is one I did yesterday, and I cannot see the label at all. All I'm left with is a nice clean dot. So alignment dots can be ordered from the site. We carry them in both black and white depending on the color of your blank or the thread you're using for good contrast. and they can be found in the hardware section or in the tools section. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.